All right, recording. Um, so here we are, the weekly well-being deep dive. This week, we are diving into symptoms and what they really mean. So let's get right into it so I don't keep you here all day. So what do symptoms really mean? Well, they are messages from your body. They are kind of like a check engine light. So what do you do if the check engine light comes on in your car? You take it to the mechanic and get it checked out, right? And they run that little computery thing and it tells you what's actually going on. You don't just put a piece of duct tape over the check engine light and call it good. Well, if you have a symptom and you just mask that symptom, like say you have a headache and you just take an Advil to get rid of it, then you're just masking that symptom and not really looking at why that symptom happened, which is really a lot like putting duct tape over a check engine light. So, my priority is always to dive deep into what those symptoms actually mean. And we're going to dive into a few of them today. What I would love to have you do too is as we're going into specific symptoms, if you have some that you have questions about, please comment, put them in the comments, and I will cover them in the comments later. So, symptoms are not to be ignored. And what I recommend doing with symptoms is to contemplate them and check in with your body about what they really mean. And what does that look like? For me, it looks like, okay, if I have a symptom, I'm just going to sit with it for a minute and get quiet and kind of meditate on it and look into what my body is really trying to say. Because, yeah, symptoms, they suck. They're not comfortable, they're not fun, but they can also give us a lot of information. And the symptom is never the problem. The problem is underlying, and the symptom is the message that your body is using to communicate with you. So let's look at a few common symptoms here. These are a few examples. One of my favorites, to just give a great example, is a fever. Okay, so fever, what do you do when your kid has a fever? Do you give them Tylenol and try to get rid of that fever? Or do you stop and think, what is this fever doing for my kiddo or for you? I love fevers because they're your body's natural antibiotic and antiviral. So if some bacteria or virus is trying to invade your system, your body raises the temperature so that it's inhospitable to the invader. And yeah, it's not comfortable. It's not fun to have a fever, but it's your body doing what it needs to do. So that symptom is a really good symptom because it's your body's immune system working. Now, what happens if you just take away that fever? Well, then your body is open for the bacteria or virus to invade. So you're a lot more likely to get more symptoms as you go along. So the fever, you might have it for a day, doesn't feel good, whatever, not fun. But if you get rid of it, then you're likely to get the sniffles and the cough and the body aches and all of those things that go along with whatever virus or bacteria is happening. How about pain? Well, pain is an indicator that something is off in your body. Um, I mean, sometimes, yes, pain can be from an injury and it's just a symptom that you're needing to heal. And that is a great message to listen to because it's your body saying, hey, this area is hurt. Please don't use it more right now. Give it a chance to heal and maybe give it a little assistance. So, pain can be a really good uh, signal for your body. Sometimes our body gets overwhelmed with pain, and I'm going to talk about that in another one of um, these classes that I do every Monday. Um, if you have specific questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me directly, and I can cover it individually with you. Nausea. This is a great one, especially when it leads to vomiting. So, what do you think? Is your are you just messed up? Like, does your body just not want to eat? Probably not. There are a couple possibilities here. One, your gut is just not healthy at all, and you've got some infections going on. You don't have the right bacteria in your gut flora, and things aren't functioning right. That's more if it's a chronic nausea thing. If it's just this like one time occasional nausea, it's likely that some of the food you're eating is not really suitable for your body, and your body's just saying no. So listen to that, contemplate. Think about maybe what you ate, or did you drink enough water? That can be another cause of nausea. Think about what you did that day that could make that happen. And I bet you will find that the nausea is not the problem. High blood pressure. This is such a big one. So many people have high blood pressure and they immediately get put on medication for it. However, if you look at what high blood pressure is actually doing for you, look at it logically. Why would your blood pressure be high? I remember having one client who was prescribed blood pressure medication after she broke her ankle. And she looked at it logically and was like, I just broke my ankle. My body is trying to heal. I'm stressed. Of course, I'm going to need more blood because blood brings fluid and nutrients to the area to heal it. I'm going to need more blood pumping through. So it makes sense that my blood pressure is high. So, no, I'm not going to take a medication for that. My body's working hard to heal. And that's how I look at high blood pressure all the time. I'm always, well, what is going on that is causing the body to need extra healing power right now? Because that'll raise the blood pressure. And it's really a good natural response as long as it's in the short term. And you want to manage it and you want to monitor it. However, it's always good to get another opinion before you go on a medication because high blood pressure can be a symptom of something else. It's not usually the actual problem. If you want another opinion, I'm here for you. Inflammation. Ooh, I love this one. So, inflammation, it's swollen, it's sore, it doesn't feel good. But what is it doing? Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury. So you probably all like sprained or strained something. What happens? It swells up. What is that doing? The swelling is bringing fluid and nutrients to the area to help it heal. It's also splinting it to prevent further injury. And then there's some pain involved with inflammation, right? So pain is again your body's signal to say, "Hey, I'm injured here. Don't use this right now." If you take, some sort of anti-inflammatory to get rid of that inflammation, you're going to take that healing power away, the fluid, the nutrients, the splinting, and the pain. And pain can be. I know it's terrible. I hate pain. I've been in pain most of my life, not anymore. But pain is also such an important signal because it is telling your body to be careful of that injured area. So when you take that pain away, you're more likely to get further injury. So sit with the inflammation and think about what it's actually doing and why. Obviously, you don't want it to go in long term. If you have long term inflammation, then there's some underlying thing that is keeping your body from healing all the way. Again, I would love to give you another opinion on that. So please reach out. But inflammation, it is your body healing. So I would get excited about that. Thank you, body, for healing. And then fatigue. So I know a lot of people that, well, some of them are just tired all the time, but a lot of them get this fatigue like after lunchtime, kind of middle of the afternoon. They're like, it's because I need more coffee. Well, fatigue is never caused by a lack of coffee. I mean, yeah, you can get a caffeine addiction, and when you don't have that, you might be fatigued. But what's going on there is generally that your adrenals aren't functioning well. Adrenal glands are the glands that help you create energy and react to stress. So, fatigue, look at why you're tired. How was your sleep routine last night? Did you go to bed at a normal time? Were you stressed when you went to bed? Did you sleep through the night? Were you having to get up to pee 15 times? What was going on to make you tired? Guarantee it wasn't the lack of coffee. So, having coffee when you're tired isn't the greatest reaction because it's not going to the cause. It's just trying to bump you back up, and that's going to overall drain you more. So these are a few of the really common symptoms that I thought of today, but I would love to hear what symptoms you're concerned about and help you address those. Because then what do you do when you have symptoms? They don't feel good. What are you going to do with that? Well, like I've been saying all along here, think logically about why your body is presenting with that symptom. What is that symptom doing for you? And why? So, treating the symptom is again like putting that duct tape over the check engine light. So, don't treat the symptom, but keep looking for that underlying cause. Why would this symptom be happening? What is it doing for me? Our bodies are always doing the best they can to heal and be well. with the information that they have. So sometimes we might not have the greatest information, like nutrition or rest or hydration or all of those things, but our body is still doing the best with what it has. So, really, if you look logically at what it's doing, you're more likely to find the underlying cause, and then you can treat the problem from the root rather than just that symptom. So, think about what may have triggered the symptom to start. This is one of my favorites. I often find when I'm doing a case history that um, a person's main presenting symptom started when there was a huge stress in their life, whether it was a big emotional stress, or they started taking a new medication, or they got in a car accident, or anything like that, divorce, all those things are huge stresses in our bodies. And lots of times, when that throws us out of balance, we react with some sort of symptom. So if you think about that stress and work on healing whatever emotional or physical injury happened at that point, you can often find the root, again, that root of the symptom, and it can go away because you cause healing for the actual problem. Um, I think gratitude is amazing and thanking our bodies for being amazing and doing what they're designed to do. I cut myself and it hurts, I'm like, yes, thank you, body, for having sensation and reminding me to not bang this cut. Or the inflammation, like I talked about before. What an amazing thing our bodies are doing when they get inflamed, because they're doing everything they need to heal in the moment. And I like to come from a perspective of always building health. So, building health, what do I mean by that? I mean, always looking at the foundational things like, are you hydrated? Do you have good nutrition? Have you slept well? Are you emotionally at peace? Do you have good support from your friends and your family and your community? All of these things are ways to build health, and also to have, a doctor on your side that's willing to listen and think outside the box a little bit. If you want one of those, I am here for you. So always look at the point of building health. Whenever you take a medication, you are, yes, maybe getting out of that symptom in the moment. And medications can be super helpful for short term problems, but they're not a good long term solution because they always cause more stress on your system. And they're not addressing the actual problem of what's going on. So let's dig deep and find that problem, because without finding the problem, you're not going to be able to create long lasting internal change. And that is really my mission, is to help all of my clients and anyone who listens to me create long lasting internal change with their health. So if this sounds interesting to you, I would love to meet up and have a conversation. You can have a free consult with me. You can find my scheduling link at my website, which is drelizabethdavidson.com. It has all kinds of cool information on there and links to these classes and my blog and all of that. Or you can comment on here, say free consult, please, and I will reach out and we can set up a time. All right. I hope this sparked some interest for you, sparked some questions, sparked some thoughts, and that you will dive deeper into what your health is actually doing. Again, questions, reach out to me. I would love to help. Thanks for being here today. I will be here live every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. See you next week.